When I first started at the company, I thought I was on the fast track to success. I had the education, the ambition, and I was more than willing to put in the long hours. But as the months turned into years, I found myself stuck in the same position, watching as my male colleagues, some with less experience and skill, climbed the corporate ladder with ease. It didn't take long to realize that being lovely, sweet, and smart wasn't enough in a place where women were often overlooked or underestimated. I remember the frustration building up inside me. It wasn't just about the promotions I wasn't getting. It was the fact that I was constantly being passed over for projects that I knew I could excel at simply because of my gender. The subtle comments, the dismissive attitudes, the way my ideas were often ignored in meetings until a male colleague repeated them, it was all starting to wear me down. I had always been a positive person, someone who believed that hard work and talent would eventually be recognized. But the longer I stayed in that environment, the more disillusioned I became. One evening, after yet another exhausting day at the office, I found myself scrolling through social media, trying to distract myself from the overwhelming sense of defeat that had been creeping in. That's when I stumbled upon a video titled, "Manifesting Your Dream Life: The Power of Belief." It was one of those moments where the universe seemed to be guiding me towards something I desperately needed, even if I didn't realize it at the time. The video featured a woman named Dr. Joe Dispenza, someone I had never heard of before. She spoke with such conviction about the power of the mind, about how our thoughts and beliefs shape our reality. She explained that by changing our mindset, by truly believing in our own worth and potential, we could manifest the life we desired. I was skeptical at first. Sounded too good to be true, like some kind of new age mumbo-jumbo. But there was something about the way she spoke, something that resonated with me on a deep level. I decided to do some more research. I read about the law of attraction, about visualization techniques, and the idea that by focusing on what you want rather than what you lack, you could bring those desires into your life. I watched more videos, read books, and even started listening to podcasts by people who had used these techniques to achieve incredible success. The more I learned, the more intrigued I became. It wasn't just about wishing for something and hoping it would happen. It was about aligning your thoughts, emotions, and actions with the reality you wanted to create. I knew I had nothing to lose. At that point, I was willing to try anything to break out of the rut I was in. So I decided to give it a shot. I started small, practicing daily affirmations in front of the mirror every morning before heading to work. I would look at myself and say, "I am confident, capable, and deserving of success. My contributions are valuable, and I am recognized for my hard work." At first it felt awkward, even silly, but I kept at it, repeating the affirmations until they started to feel more natural. Along with the affirmations, I began to visualize myself in the positions I wanted to be in. I would close my eyes and imagine myself sitting in the corner office, leading meetings and being praised for my innovative ideas. I pictured myself receiving emails from my boss, congratulating me on a job well done and offering me new opportunities to grow. I saw myself confidently speaking up in meetings, my voice being heard and respected. But it wasn't just about thinking positive thoughts. I knew I needed to back up my mindset shift with action. So I started to make changes in the way I approached my work. I began volunteering for projects that were outside of my usual scope, even if they intimidated me. I made a conscious effort to network more, building relationships with colleagues and superiors who could advocate for me. I stopped waiting for permission and started asserting myself more in meetings, presenting my ideas with confidence and conviction. The first time I noticed a shift was during a team meeting about 6 weeks into my new routine. One of the senior managers, who had never really acknowledged me before, suddenly asked for my opinion on a project we were working on. It caught me off guard, but I quickly gathered my thoughts and shared my insights. To my surprise, he nodded thoughtfully and said, "That's a great point, Alyssa. We should definitely explore that further." It was the first time I felt truly seen and heard in that environment. Encouraged by that small victory, I doubled down on my efforts. I started incorporating meditation into my daily routine, using it as a way to clear my mind and focus on my goals. Every night before bed, I would spend a few minutes visualizing my future, feeling the emotions of success, pride, and fulfillment as if they were already mine. The more I practiced, the more real it all began to feel. About 3 months after I started my manifestation journey, a significant opportunity came my way. The company announced that they were launching a new initiative, one that required a project manager with a unique skill set, a combination of creativity, leadership, and strategic thinking. It was exactly the kind of role I had been visualizing for myself. I knew I had to go for it. The application process was rigorous. I had to submit a detailed proposal outlining my vision for the project, as well as a comprehensive plan for its execution. I poured everything I had into that proposal, drawing on all my experience and knowledge. But more than that, I infused it with the confidence and belief I had been cultivating through my manifestation practices. When I finally submitted it, I felt a strange sense of calm. I knew I had done my best, and now it was out of my hands. I continued with my affirmations and visualizations, focusing on the feeling of already having the job, rather than worrying about whether or not I would get it. A few days later, I was called in for an interview with the senior leadership team. As I sat in the conference room waiting for the interview to start, I took a deep breath and reminded myself of all the work I had done to prepare for this moment. I visualized the interview going smoothly, with each question being answered confidently and thoughtfully. The interview itself was intense, but I felt surprisingly at ease. I was able to articulate my ideas clearly, and I could tell that the panel was impressed. By the time I left the room, I had a strong feeling that I had made a positive impression. A week later, I received the email I had been waiting for. I had been selected for the role. The sense of accomplishment and pride that washed over me was indescribable. I had done it. I had manifested this opportunity, and now it was mine. The new role was challenging, but it was also incredibly rewarding. For the first time in my career, I felt like I was in a position that truly allowed me to shine. I was leading a team, making strategic decisions, and seeing the direct impact of my work on the company's success. My confidence grew with each passing day, and so did the respect and recognition I received from my colleagues. As I continued to excel in my new role, more doors began to open. I was invited to join leadership development programs, where I learned valuable skills that further enhanced my abilities. I was given more responsibility, and with it, more opportunities to prove myself. Each time, I applied the same principles of manifestation, visualizing my success, affirming my worth, and taking action with confidence. Within a year, I had been promoted twice. I went from being an overlooked employee to a key player in the company's strategic initiatives. The transformation was remarkable, and I knew that it was the result of the work I had done to change my mindset and align my actions with my goals. Looking back, it's incredible to see how far I've come. The girl who once doubted her place in the corporate world, who was frustrated and disillusioned, is now a leader in her organization. I've learned that it's not enough to be lovely, sweet, and smart. You have to believe in yourself truly and deeply. You have to see yourself as deserving of success, and you have to be willing to take risks and step out of your comfort zone. Manifestation isn't about sitting back and waiting for things to happen. It's about taking control of your thoughts and emotions and using them to create the reality you want. It's about combining belief with action and trusting that the universe will support you in your journey. Now, as I continue to climb the corporate ladder, I make it a point to mentor other women who are facing the same challenges I once did. I share with them the techniques that helped me, encouraging them to believe in their own potential and to never settle for less than they deserve. A few years ago, I could never have imagined that I would be where I am today. But through the power of manifestation, I've not only achieved my career goals, but I've also found a deeper sense of purpose and fulfillment. And I know that this is just the beginning. There are still so many dreams to manifest, so many goals to achieve. And I'm excited to see what the future holds.